take a look back and just have a review of last week in general. First of all, obviously the Thursday night game, the big upset. Panthers 28, Sea Eagles 6. How did this happen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys?
Well, for starters, you blinked and it was 20 minutes was gone. That first 20 minutes of that game was so fast and just so captivating. And I genuinely thought either team could have won it at that point. It was Manly looked like they were on top, then Panthers were on top, and it was real back and forth. And then all of a sudden it was 12-0. I was like, what the hell happened? I was all ready to go to bed at halftime, and then Manly scored, and I was like, shit, now I'm going to have to stay up. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I sent the text at about halftime after the try, and I said, now I've got to finish the rest of this bottle of red.
Did you finish it?
Done. Yeah, it was finished. Once I'd started that second half, I was waiting for the comeback, but I think we let Cleary blind us a bit, to be honest. We didn't look, we like to go back to the stats a lot. And I kept hearing it throughout the thing. Penrith streak over Manly 6 in a row, won the last 6. And Manly haven't won a first-round game in 9 years.
Wow.
So, I think the whole, I was jumping around at the $2.13 last week, and I think Cleary out was just blinded us from everything, because I thought Isaiah Yeo was outstanding for starters. You talk about the pressure taken off O'Sullivan. Isaiah Yeo was tremendous. Shows just every year better. I thought he was player of the match. I don't know if he got it, because obviously we said I drank that bottle of red, so I couldn't really see too well after the match. But I thought Manly were outclassed and were outcoached. I thought Cleary outcoached the heck out of Des. So, yeah, I thought all over the park from 1 to 17 and the coach's box, all Penrith.
I look at it, and you're right, and I keep sort of relating the Panthers to the Storm. Remember when the Storm started to lose a few high-profile players to get under the salary cap, and we thought, this is the end of an era for the Storm, but they just kept – the machine was just so well-oiled, they just kept going. Players like Greg Inglis, he had to leave when Billy Slater retired.
When was the salary cap drum? It was 2010, wasn't it?
2010? Was it a bit earlier?
2009, I think it was 2010. They had to lose everyone. We've been saying it for 12 years now. This is the last year.
And they still and I think the Panthers are just starting to develop that sort of culture in Penrith. And, we saw Cleary's out. They've lost Burton, Naden, Capewell. They lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
But they've got that system where they've got players that are just coming in and slotting in, and that Targo, the centre.
Yeah.
Good. Huge.
Good.
I think the Panthers they are looking at the start of a dynasty if they can keep this together.
Wow.
They really, really do look the goods. I know only 1 week, and you can sort of look at it through rose-colored glasses, but the Panthers do look very, very good. And I think the Sea Eagles, now I don't know if this is something the referees are doing this season, but they're not given as many 6 agains, and the game has slowed down slightly, and the speeding up of the game last season really, really favoured the Sea Eagles the most, because they could then really, really let Tommy Turbo loose against defensive lines that were broken, that were retreating quickly. And just that first week, they were just the game was just a wee bit slower. So I don't know if that's something that's going to continue and be consistent throughout the season, but if it is, that really hurts the Sea Eagles, because they like to play at a high tempo, and they can show their skills when a game is played at fast pace. So that's just something that I'll be keeping an eye on. If that is the case, then I'll be fading the Sea Eagles slightly, but only 1 weekend. So let's just see whether there's a bit of consistency.
They shut Tommy T down pretty well too. They kept him. I mean, it's still pretty good. He ran for 157 meters. which you probably shouldn't blink an eye at. But for him, that's pretty bad or pretty average.
Average at best.
Yeah. So they did very well. You could even hear it on the mics, on the if it was the ref mics or the sideline mics, but they were, where's Tommy? There he is. I got him, and they're just all over
him. Raiders beat the Sharks. It's a game that could have gone either way, but Raiders played well. Sticky on the sidelines. Oh, he's going to blow up one of these games. Luckily, the boy, Jack White and the boys did it for him this week. But yeah, he'll blow his top soon.
Oh, I love seeing it from a coach. I love how excited he got, like the little high skips, like he's on the skipping rope just after they scored that last try. It was so good. I love it when the coaches are on the sideline and get animated. It's good for the game. It's good to see Sticky, even when he does blow up. It's good. So it was a good game.
Jack Whiten was huge. He looks. Well, it's only one game, but he looks back to his best. He was in everything. They obviously fell asleep for a little bit there and almost blew it, but he was very instrumental in all their points.
Yeah. Well, he fell asleep last season, so it's good to see him back awake again. And I agree, he had a huge game. One of the main reasons why they actually picked up the W there. Broncos. Was it really an upset? Well, it was an upset due to the odds. But were they taking those odds off the last game of last season? This was a fairly different Broncos outfit to the one that was going around last season, and it was a Rabbitohs outfit that was quite a bit different from the one that was going around last season. So although the Broncos were big outsiders, they're at Suncorp, and they had a few new sort of, I guess, pieces to the puzzle in there. Obviously, Reynolds out didn't help, but Payne Haas is the best prop in the game at the moment.
Easy, man. He is so good. He is so. I remember when I don't know if I've said it before because I probably harp on and tell everyone. He came over to the Warriors when the Warriors tried to sign him as a 16-year-old. And he came over in the school holidays, had a 2-week camp. And he came out and trained with the first grade and beat everyone in fitness. All the front rowers that were playing first grade for years, beat some of the backs too. And obviously we got blown up because you got a 16-year-old kid who's still weighing 100 kilos coming out and just dominating in fitness, acting like he was a first grader at 16. Like, so when he came on the scene, there's no surprise to a lot of people that have seen him before, but every year, like, just better and better. He's so.
Well, hang on, back it up. What happened? Why didn't we get him?
Where was did they have to look? You can either keep Blake or you can get Payne. Which one you want to go?
Took the cheap option, didn't they? Look, I think he had about 7 clubs chasing him, so it wasn't like moving away from his family and things that are in Brisbane. I don't think, so he stayed there and look, he's done the right thing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
So joke's on us because we've been based in Brisbane for the last 3 years, but
if only we'd known.
Yeah.
Rooster, well, here we are, the big upset of the round. Roosters, and they were lucky to get 6. Knights 20.
I don't even know what to say. Jake Clifford looked very good.
Looked like Joey Johns.
Looked like a very good footballer. Yeah.
Did the Knights read into all of Australia and all of New Zealand backing them at $11 for the spoon, maybe, and just said, stick this up yours? I don't know.
Yeah. Exception to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were. I wasn't joking before when I said I wasn't the only one. I don't think that lost the multi or lost things or in the tipping comp that tipped the Roosters because they were the lock of the round. On paper, you look at the team, you couldn't really, even Tedesco and Ponga, you take Tedesco over Ponga majority of the time. You just couldn't pick one player that would win. But Dane Gagai back in his, Newcastle colours was outstanding in the centres. Made those Rooster centres look very silly. And it made me question why. I saw bits of the game, not the full game, but I saw Joey Manu in and out of the centres. Was he on the wing at some stage? Then he was infield. I don't know. I seen Billy Smith and Momorowski.
He was defending on the wing at times.
Yeah, For me, that's so. I've been back. Another one we were playing. They used to want to put Fusatua in the centers in attack and put me in the centers for defense. So we had to keep swapping, but it gets too much because you're going here and you're going there, and it just confuses you as a player when you're trying to get a simple job done. So for me, Joey Manu, great player, one of the world's best centers. I don't know why we'd have him defending out there. It confused me a lot, to be honest. I don't know. It could have been through the Radley injury. Yeah. Could have been through Radley injury or whatnot. But, yeah, very interesting.
The Knights got lucky on a couple of tries. The ball bounced their way, but the Roosters didn't really look like scoring a try.
No.
Apart from that the very first one that got disallowed, the Tedesco one, you thought, oh, hello, here's the Knights. This could be 60, 70 points here. But then after that, it was just one-way traffic, and it was the other way.
How many times have you seen Tedesco go back, lose the ball, and it was just the whole game just did not make sense from the outset, apart from Tedesco scoring that try, but then it getting pulled back. After that, it was just like, I don't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to a game.
It's only round one.
Here's a game that you want to talk about, I know. Warriors, Dragons, 28-16.
I said I was scared of Ben Hunt, and he had his fingerprints all over it at the end there. Yeah, disappointing. Can't really say much else, to be honest. I think we've covered most of it.
Yeah. For me, the question mark around the Dylan Walker signing is pretty obvious now. After seeing the team this week, he's going to be playing 5'8" next year. Because with Cody dropped this week, Chanel's still looking for a club. Sean Johnson will be the half. I can't see any confidence, in that. Like, I don't think the coaches or the players don't have the confidence in the coach, like trying to maintain their position. They're just on eggshells, it looked like. I mean, if Dallin catches that ball, the Warriors go up 20-14, and it's a completely different game. He drops that ball with the line wide open, and then they make 2 errors after that. You're trying to come back in a game, or you're close enough, and this was Shawnee's downfall for me. He was excellent throughout the whole game for me. The chip across field from your own end. I mean, if it comes off, yeah, but when you're that close and you're that tight in the game, I think, let's get through it. Like, you got Adam Fanua-Blake there. Jazz, Josh Curran was outstanding. And then the icing on the cake, you kicked the ball 90 meters on a dropout. Hardly ever seen. Never seen. 90 meters. They picked it up on their 10-meter line. That's set. They scored a try. And that for me was that's where I turned it off. I was like, you can't do that. I think he got tackled his first one, maybe on the 30 or the 40. So they still went 60 meters and scored a try on that set after Shawnee kicked out, drop out all the way to their try line. That just summed up the game for me. It's a bit disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah. Not angry, I'm disappointed.
Wow. Tiger supporters, they should have a wee bit of hope. They took it to the Storm on Saturday. They look pretty good at times.
Yeah, we did. We did look good.
Here we go.
We look like a team that's. Now they we mentioned that the Storm had some injuries, but the Tigers, you're going to play what's in front of you. Luciano Leilua, was good again, as he has been in the back row. I did think Luke Brooks and Hastings went well together. I thought they kept the Tigers in the game for a lot of it, and I thought they made the game interesting. It was good to see them actually compete against the Storm, who I think someone said minus 26.5. It was good.
I was on minus 36.5 too.
We'll get to that.
Can we talk about Kenny Maumalo's record against the Storm?
Yeah.
He scored 8 tries in his last 4 games against the Storm.
He just loved to play them every week.
And he had that one disallowed as well on Saturday. Could have been another hat trick. He loves scoring tries. For someone who were you around in his first season, Blake?
I think so.
Maybe it's his first 2 seasons and he scored
Yes,
maybe
yes.
minus 3 tries in his first 2 seasons or something. And then he's just become an absolute sensation on the wing since.
Yeah.
It really turned it around.
Eels, Titans. They scored more points in their first half than any other game scored the whole game. So was this game refereed slightly differently? Did they just have some good conditions to play under? Did they play the game at a quicker pace than all the others? How did we get to that? Was there no defense?
I almost died on Sunday. I was pretty.
I'll take this one, mate. I'll take this one.
See a lot. I just saw the highlights and it looked like the Eels. I thought the Eels were going to run away with it really quickly, and then all of a sudden they were losing, and then I don't know.
It's what you want as a football fan. That game, it's exactly what you want. The way they played rugby league, mate. Even the Titans, they didn't do any trick plays. It was just like Sunday footy with your mates, just going and. I think one of their tries was legitimately through the hands. There was no moves, no one out the back, no straight, just straight through the hands. Got to the other side, try. Like it was great footy. The Eels were outstanding. Then they let the Titans back in, and I spoke about last week. I had the Titans down the ladder, and then I seen their team, and we spoke about if their halves can sort of play decent footy, it's going to be hard to beat. And geez, Sexton was good.
He was.
Yeah. And they lost Brimson early, didn't they? He didn't play, obviously, so Will Smith filled in. But yeah, it's a scary thought when Dave Fafita doesn't have too much of an impact on the game. And those outside edges, Patrick Herbert, Brian Kelly, Philip Sami with the Gutherino was good. I like that. I love that. But those edges were outstanding too. I thought it was game of the weekend, and if those two could dish that up every week, I'd be a happy man.
Well, we go from the highs of a Finnegan thriller. This was a thriller as well. Not quite played at the same level. I think I could say. Obviously, the conditions later in the game weren't conducive to a good football, but before that, there was some fairly average footy played offensively by both teams. Some of the fifth tackle options taken they sort of left big question marks. Why would you do that? Just die with the ball. I don't know sometimes. Have a go or do something with it. Make the defense have to do something out of the ordinary to stop you from scoring. Just don't run straight at them and then hand the ball over. Fair dinkum. Come on. We're better than that, surely.
I don't know if they are. After watching that game or seeing that result.
Were we looking at the two battlers for the wooden spoon in that last game? Or
just about to say, very confident no other team will finish lower than them.
Wow.
Oh, even the Tigers.
Well, at least the Tigers showed that they could score some points.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's hard enough playing in North Queensland when it's hot and sunny and beautiful conditions because it's that humid and it's slippery anyway. But with it raining and the conditions like that, I think it was 10 times as hard. Look, you've seen them just losing the ball in every little bit of contact. There was glimpses. I mean, Peter Hiku looked good in glimpses when he got the ball early. Dearden was a lot better. And the Cowboys, I thought, were very unlucky to not be up 18-0 after about 20 minutes. And going in at halftime, it sort of felt like, the Bulldogs could come out and win this or steal this because 4-0 up after, I think, they had a player in the bin, the Bulldogs, and I think maybe the Cowboys had one or two disallowed or one of their last passes just didn't go to hand. So, yeah, look, I expect a lot better from those teams and maybe put Drinkwater in. See Drinkwater in there around them. I'm pushing for it a bit too much. Or
still get the Bulldogs $13 for the spoon. Just FYI for anyone that's listening. Cowboys $4.
13.
Yeah.
What are the Knights now? Surely they've drifted
Knights out to 17.
out. Yeah.
Might be time to double down, team.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
So who are the favourites? Tigers still
Tigers
at
still the
$3.80.
$3 favourites.
$3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then Cowboys $4, Warriors
Warriors are $4.33. No
Mm.
value for mine. They
Leave
won't
me out of
get
that.
the spoon.
Nah.
They won't get the spoon.
Won't.
Right.